Check it out, it's your boy Jay Sean, and you're watching Vlad TV. Hit it, peace.
From what I understand, you're just an absolute mega star overseas, like in India and so forth. You just won like 4 major awards in the, was it the Asian Music Award?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, to give a little background history, before I came over to America and got signed to Cash Money, I'd been touring pretty much the whole world, you know what I mean? I even toured America on an underground level. Like, I'd come and I'd do shows. They were just, even if they were club shows, but they were within the kind of niche community that knew about me through the internet. You know how it happens. It's just similarly the same way it happens with rappers. They've got an underground following. They can fit a club of about 1,000, 2,000 people just off a mixtape. And the same thing with me. I managed to come over to America and tour 3 times in America just off the back of the fan base who had found me on the internet. But outside of America, I'd already dropped 2 albums, which I toured the whole world with. So it was pretty funny, like, coming over to America and being literally anonymous. But I enjoyed that. For me, it was like it was a challenge, you know.
Right. But the fact that you had like a mega hit in the U.S.
Yeah.
You sold what, like 3 million copies of Down?
Coming up 4 now.
4 now. 4 million copies of Down. Did that
million makes a big difference.
Can't forget those So I mean, selling 4 million copies of a single, in the, you know, primarily in the U.S., did that just make things absolutely crazier overseas?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what happens is anybody that blows up in America, because the scale of success in America is so huge, that trickles down to the rest of the world. It's the same way, like, you know, if you had an American blockbuster film, right? If that same film was made in like Austria or Germany, it would only reach so many people because, you know, it would probably stay around Europe or whatever it is. But then America, it's like amplified by 10,000, you know. So the success becomes crazy. I mean, just in terms of figures, radio figures, I just found out that the song Down had reached coming up to 500,000 spins on American radio alone. 500,000. That never happens in any other country. So that's why the success trickles down to the rest of the world, I guess.
So if you were to just walk down the street in India, what would happen?
I mean, you know, it's pretty crazy there, because the minute I would land in and not only just India, like just pretty much a lot of the countries around the world, to them I'm seen as an American. Do you know what I'm saying? Like an American artist, the same way that, like, say, you know, you'd get, I don't know, you know, Usher or Justin Timberlake would come over to England, the first thing they did, tap, tap, tap. So for them, I'm seen in that kind of caliber to them. So I'd be in the papers on the next day, and you know, there'd be a lot of mayhem.
If you were to pick the one country that people just completely lose their mind over Jay Sean, what country would it be? India? Would it be England?
I don't know. I mean, hometown in England for me is real nice now, because they really saw they saw my journey. They saw my struggle. They saw everything. They saw from when I was signed to a major label, and I decided to quit, and I decided to set up my own record label because I believed in my music. And then I got picked up by you know, Cash Money, and then being, you know, one of the first ever to, well, the first British, you know, pop R&B artist to ever get a #1 in America, for them was like, what? Our boy did that. So for them, they feel so much pride, and the love that they give me is incredible, because there's been people who supported me since day one, since, you know what I mean, since 7 years ago. And in India, it's a whole different thing though for them, because they love all of the American music. They love Akon, they love Eminem, they love all of this stuff. So when they see one of their own people do it, for them, the pride that they feel, of course, is insane. I remember yesterday, right, I was in Tenjune, and I went to the bathroom, to the restroom, and there was a guy there who, you know, the guy with the attendant, and he was just talking. He's like, hey man, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. I was like, cool. And I was like, where you from, bro? And he was from a small place in Africa, the same place where Akon is from. So he told me, yeah, so he was like, man, Akon to us is everything, you know, we're so proud of him. And I just thought, wow, that's pretty deep, you know. He was the one that made it for them and put them on the map. So I guess that's probably how India feels about me, I hope.